Hey everybody, thanks so much for clicking on this video. If you have watched all the videos for Carnival Breeze, thanks so much for supporting and watching the series. As you can see by the title, this vlog is going to be an overall review of the trip, more specifically of the ship, but I'm going to name some features and stuff about just our trip and experience overall. So if you see me looking down or to the side, I made some notes so I wouldn't forget anything. And I'll probably still forget some stuff, but hopefully this little cheat sheet will keep me on track and let me not forget anything. So let's start out with the flight. So if you all saw Travel Day, you all saw that our flight was canceled. So to make a long story short, we get to the airport, we check in our bags. I just so happened to glance at the app and our flight is canceled. Board didn't change in the airport, no announcement was made. I got an email. Who checks their email unless they're on like a business trip or something like that? Who's checking their email like that on a regular basis? Or maybe it's just me. I don't know. Anyway, we hurried up and got in line. By the grace of God, we bumped into an agent that was really nice and got us on another flight. We did a Midwest trip. We went from Chicago to Detroit, Detroit to Nashville, Nashville finally to Texas. We got to Texas at about midnight, did not get to the hotel until about 1 a.m. Our bags did not come until the next day, so we were without clean clothes until about 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, the day on Embarkation Day. Lesson learned, your girl will be packing a change of clothes in her carry-on. I never thought that this would happen. And you would think I would learn my lesson if you all follow Life with V, my sister. Same thing happened to her. You'd think I would have been prepared. Nope. Jeremy would have been okay because Jeremy's book bag had underclothes and he would have at least been straight for the most important stuff. Me, I had all the important stuff: passports, boarding passes, vaccine cards, all that important stuff that men don't carry. So yeah, I would have been screwed had our bags not came. But they did make the situation right, and they gave us a lot of love travel credit, which I will be using on a future trip. So shout out to Southwest for making it right. Hotel, we stayed at Spring Hill Suites by Marriott, Houston Hobby Airport. It was okay. It was just your average hotel. There was nothing like super spectacular about it. It was clean. And the morning staff was very accommodating. Whoever that lady was that was there at 1 o'clock in the morning when we checked in, she just looked like she was over it. But the staff in the morning was very accommodating. They made sure that we had a shuttle to go pick up our luggage, and that we had a shuttle on time to get back to the airport to get our transportation to the port. So embarkation was very smooth. We checked in at 1 o'clock, and I did that for multiple reasons. For those of you all who have cruised to Galveston, it's a little bit, about an hour. It's about an hour from Hobby Airport, and it's about an hour and a half from George Bush. So I wanted to give us enough time to get there, and then on top of that, I don't want to lug bags around forever. So I wanted to get there a little bit closer to the time that the rooms are normally available. But it worked out perfectly. We checked in at 1. It was hardly any lines. Usually if you are traveling with a passport, they would just scan your passport photo. In our instance, they did take another one. I think I had a wrap in my passport photo. My hair was all down and long. And then Jeremy's hair was much shorter. So because I had the braids and the bun and all of that stuff, and Jeremy has the high top fade kind of going on, they were like, the lady was really nice. She was like, "Oh, I want to take another picture for you guys," because she said you might bump into problems if your pictures look different. So that only took a couple seconds. They set us up with the facial recognition, and then we were good to go. The cleanliness of the ship, it was excellent. Hand sanitizer stations everywhere you looked around, which I greatly appreciated, even though we brought our own. Um, the mask rule, it's not required in outdoor settings. It's strongly recommended for indoors unless you're eating or drinking. And with that, they're calling it, I think it's sip and cover or something like that. And then it's required for entering dining rooms and when you're in crowded venues like the comedy club or the theater. And then when you're near food areas like the Lido deck and then on the elevators. And they have signs posted everywhere. You know, of course, you have people that are not going to follow the rule, but for the most part, you did see people wearing their mask when they were supposed to. Um, what do you call it? They even had people standing with like those drawstring bags full of masks if they saw you walking into the Lido deck with no mask on. So I really appreciated that. Uh, Masks are required in Cozumel. Same thing, except while eating or drinking. The cab driver made sure that we had our mask on, and he also gave us hand sanitizer before we entered the cab. Let's see. The QR codes, I absolutely love them. Um, the only thing is, you're still kind of touching stuff because everybody grabs the QR code. Um, there's only like a couple, depending on what type of table you're sitting in. Like in our instance, it was a big group of us, so everybody's kind of sliding it over. In this instance, I don't mind because I know who we were at the table with. But in other instances where, like, you might be looking at like a bar, um, the bar menu or something like that, other people have touched that. So I hope that they were wiping those down too. But if not, I have my own little small little bottle of hand sanitizer. Um, E-muster, I hope they never, ever, 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 ever go back to the old way again. It was so easy. You watched a quick little video on your phone. You listened to how the horn sound in case of an emergency. And then you went to your muster station and watched how to put on a life vest, and you were done. All of that waiting for people to show up at the same time, and the crowds, and people were already tipsy and stuff before sail away, and all of that is gone. It was the best thing ever. What's next? The capacity of the ship. To me, it did not feel crowded. It was little to no wait for elevators. It may have gotten a little congested when you were leaving a show because, of course, everybody's in that one area. But other than that, uh, for the most part, we did not share an elevator with someone. If we did, it was only a couple people. You weren't like sardine like everybody else. And more so than ever, we did use the stairs. We're going down, and then we got a little lazy when it was going up. Um, the reservation system for meals. We use it all the time for breakfast. So whether you're doing C-Day brunch or even the port day breakfast, you can go on the Hub app. You can let them know that you're ready to come in for a meal. The app will then notify you and let you know when your table is ready. When it notifies you that you're ready, you would click that you're on your way, and then you have 10 minutes to get there before they give your table away. There is an option on there where you can choose if you don't want to share a table with someone. I must admit, they did get that wrong a few times with us where we were getting ready to sit down and they're like, okay, your table's ready. And we get there and there's a crowd, there's a group of people already there. And even before COVID, I really don't like to sit with people while I'm eating. One, I don't want people like, watching me, eat unless you know me like that. And then two, with being a vlogger, you might not want the camera on you. So I just prefer to sit at a table by ourselves. But it worked out. We told them, hey, we selected on the app that we did not want to share a table. And they were like, oh, sorry, not to worry, we'll fix it. And then we got moved to another table. Stateroom cleaning. I took for granted the 2 times per day option for stateroom cleaning. Now, because of COVID, you're only allowed to get it cleaned once, and they are trying to eliminate the number of times that your cabin steward comes in your room. So you can choose either morning or evening. We chose to do evening, because at least that way we knew they would come in like during dinner time while we were gone, versus the morning where we might still be in the cabin and they're knocking on the door ready to come in and clean. But I took for granted, coming in and seeing the bed made up twice a day. And, of course, they would bring you extra towels if you needed it. But it's just those little things um, that I do miss. And I hope eventually we will get back the 2 times a day cleaning. But at least we do get it, once per day. Um, let's see, what else? Nachi Kokum for Cozumel. That's where we went. Now, it was some type of summer special going on. A lady in our Facebook group posted about the special, and I jumped on it. It was $78 for 2 people. Normally, it is $118 for 2 people. So we had about a $40 savings, which, hey, I'm all for it. We put a $16 deposit down, and then we had to pay the balance of $62 when we got there. And again, this was a summer special. So if you're watching this, I don't think the special is going on anymore. I cannot remember what the normal price is outside the special. But Nachi Kokum was amazing. They did a temperature check at the entrance. They only allowed 100 people in per day. The palapas and chairs were spaced, which I think they do that anyway, even before COVID. Very attentive service from the wait staff. Food was good. Drinks were good. Just a great day. Don't mind Janelle. She's in her own little world right now. She is not in distress. She's just being loud. The Thrill Theater was closed. The sign said that there were repairs going on, and I'm bummed about that because I heard a lot of people like, oh, you got to try the Thrill Theater, because this is the newest ship that we've been on so far. We've been on a lot of older ships. So rumors were they closed it because of COVID. I don't know how true it is. Like I said, the sign did say that they were closed for repairs. Kids, you didn't see a lot of kids, even though they did grant, 5% of the capacity for exemptions, those who could not be vaccinated, primarily children. You didn't see a lot of kids. Camp Ocean, which is ages 2 to 11, was closed, again, because that is that age range that cannot be vaccinated. Entertainment, there was no Quest, although I've only seen Quest done on one other 4-day selling. So I don't know whether they canceled it because of COVID or whether they just didn't do it because it was a 4-day selling. When we went on Victory, there was Quest on there, but normally I only see them on those longer sailings, so I'm not sure what happened with that. We went to one comedy show, which was really good. I can't remember the guy's name, but he was funny. Me, Jeremy, Edna, and Max went to that, and he was really good. Cousin Cookie, honey, he is fantastic. His energy level was up here the entire time, from the minute that he stepped on the Lido deck on Embarkation Day. All of his announcements were full of energy, the laughs, the jokes, everything. A1. And he got on the vlog for me, so he is amazing. I hope whatever ship I know he's supposed to be on the Breeze, I think, until the end of the year. So whatever ship he goes on next, I know he's going to give them a great service too. What else? We did Deal or No Deal. That was funny. You all check out Edna from Edna's World to see her full video. I think she's uploading that very soon. I did little clips on my vlog, but the first guy got up there and you could tell he was drunk, and his fiance told him to pick, I think it was suitcase number 4, and every single thing he did was completely opposite of what she was suggesting him to do. Honey, that suitcase had the $1,000. When you should have saw her face, she was ready to walk out the theater. Like, I told you. And then the second guy, I can't remember his name. I'm bad with names, but he's a famous YouTube minister, and he actually got the right case and won the $1,000. So it was a really good show. And then we also did Motown and Flick. Now, as many cruises as I have been on, I've never been a stage show person, but this time was a little bit different. And seeing the Motown show was really nice, and then Flick was absolutely amazing. It was so good that I went and saw it twice. That's just how good it was. Um, let's see what else is on my list. The food was good. Of course, you can't go wrong with Guy's Burgers. Pig and Anchor was just okay the day that I had it. Like I said, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't, their A1 like I've had it before. There was one dinner that wasn't great, and that, just in my opinion, it just wasn't the greatest choices. And I think I did appetizers for the whole meal, but the appetizers were still good. Um, the buffet we did not use. Um, I'm starting to learn a couple things. Somebody made a really good point. Um, you're on vacation, so why do you want to stand in line to and have to serve your own food when you have so many options where the food is served for you, where you it can be served to you and you can go, or whether you can just sit down and enjoy a meal. And speaking from a wife and a mom who has to do that all the time, um, it was really nice to, not have to wait in line and do anything. And then the biggest thing with me was that everybody's touching it. That's the one thing I have to say that Carnival is lacking with not having people to serve on the buffet. Too many hands. Everybody's not sanitizing when they go into the Lido deck or washing their hands. And I just think that the buffet is just not something for us. We did not use it at all. I think the closest I got to the Lido deck with regards to food was I got some funfetti cheesecake, and I did the deli one night for a late night snack. But again, they're serving the dessert, and then of course they're making your sandwich in the deli. What else? Debarkation was very smooth, the smoothest I have ever experienced. And this was very refreshing because after our last cruise on the Magic before everything got shut down, Debarkation was absolutely terrible. So I am glad that Galveston is A1 in my book when it comes to Debarkation. We got off way earlier than expected. We decided to do um, self debarkation and carry our luggage off for multiple reasons. One is because say hi YouTube.
Hi, YouTube.
Say how are you?
How are you?
What's your name?
Jimmy Allen.
And how old are you?
I'm boys.
Okay. And what's your doggy's name?
John.
And what is your sister's name?
Daniel.
And what's your daddy's name?
Jimmy Senior.
And what's your mommy's name?
Joshua.
Good job. High five. All right, let me finish. Let me finish and then you get a cookie.
Okay.
Thank you. Y'all, that turned into the new segment. But as I was saying, we self-debarked for two reasons. One, because we did not know how long it was going to take to get off the ship, and we wanted to make sure that we were on time and ready for our shuttle to get back to the airport. And then two, I always feel stressed the day of debarkation because they make you put if you're gonna do check luggage getting off, they make sure that you have your bags out between 9 and like 11 p.m. And then you still have stuff out. You have the clothes that you're wearing, currently. You have your pajamas if you sleep in pajamas. You have your toiletries. You have um, liquor. Because typically, if you're on a longer cruise, they deliver that liquor to you the night before. And then if it's a shorter cruise, you have to go to the lounge the morning of debarkation to pick up that liquor. So I just feel like bag lady with carrying all that stuff off the ship. So it was really nice to still have our suitcases that morning. We were able to pack everything the way we wanted to instead of doing it at the airport or when we got out the doors of the terminal. And then, like I said, even though debarkation was smooth, we knew that we had our bags in hand. Like I said, we got off super quick. Once we got through the line to give our selling sign card for them to sign us out the ship, you know, we went through the winding hallways and stuff like that. And then once you got towards the end, there were two separate lines. There were one if you were selling with a birth certificate, and then one if you were selling with a passport. If you were selling with a passport, they did that facial recognition thing. 2 seconds, boom, you're done. And you're out the terminal. If you did purchase an excessive amount of liquor and tobacco, you did have to stop at the window to pay the taxes on that. But again, if that's only if it's applicable to you. And we got off so early. I think we were off the ship by like 8:45, and there was a shuttle service in front of us. There was one that was scheduled for 9 o'clock, and that was the one that Edna and JT and Kisha were on. And everybody's like, "Oh, well, just jump on that." And I'm like, "Well, no." One, because you know there were people that were scheduled to be on it, so I didn't want to take anybody's seat. And then two, like I said, it was no rush because we didn't expect to be off the ship as early as we were. We should have hung out a little bit longer. But you just never know how the lines and stuff are. But we got on our shuttle at 10 o'clock. We came in through Hobby, but then we left through Bush because there was an earlier flight through Bush. We left on like a 2:20 flight. I think the flight from Houston wasn't leaving until 6 o'clock, and I did not want to sit around at an airport that late. So yeah, overall, amazing cruise. I'm so glad we did it. I'm so glad I got to meet the Carters and I got to meet Auntie Nee. And I've been talking to Maggie for the longest, and now I was able to physically meet her. It was just a really nice trip. And of course, it's always good to see Edna, JT, and Kisha. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. This was a great cruise. This was I won't say a last minute, but it was, it definitely wasn't planned. We got like I told you guys before, we got an amazing casino deal that we just could not resist. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, thank you so much if you've watched all the other videos. If you haven't, I have a playlist for Carnival Breeze. Go back and watch those videos. There is a Carnival Breeze cruise vlog giveaway coming up soon after this. I'm also going to be announcing what our next cruise is. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, whether it's subscribing, commenting, all of the above. Thank you so much again to everyone who sent gifts. Miss Carol, oh, I love you so much. I can't, I'm so sad that we didn't get a chance to meet. But of course, Southwest wouldn't let me be great. Thank you so much for the bag of goodies. TP, thank you so much for the cookies, girl. I was in that bed munching on them cookies late night. Who else? Miss Stewart, thank you so much for the chocolate covered strawberries. Veronica, thank you so much for the strawberries. Shelly, thank you so much for the Diva gifts. We got a tumbler. We got, well, I got a wine glass. Jeremy didn't get that. And the bag. So just thank you, everybody. Oh, and Miss Carol, I won $30 on them scratch offs. So I didn't get a chance to cash them in. But next time I'm in Texas, I'm holding on to those to get my coins. Or I just might mail them off. We'll see. But again, thank you so much. If you haven't already done so, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any additional questions about the cruise that I have not covered, please make sure to put a comment down below, and I'll make sure to answer them or get an answer for you if I can't answer it myself. And until next time, bye.